Good morning, everyone.
Hi there.
Kate Boer and Fiona Pearman, authors of Core Confidence here. We are on location. We've decided to kind of uproot and leave Sydney and New South Wales and get away, take a break, get out some new surroundings. And I think what's been really interesting is we've been having lots of great conversations, which we love because that means we've got lots of cool stuff to share with you guys. And one of the things that we've been talking about a little bit, and it's really corresponded with conversations we've been having with clients actually just last night, was how this confidence thing, I think it's interesting. We've always, from the very beginning, been challenged a little bit by probably mainstream media around confidence. That, actually, women, there's nothing wrong with women, it's the system. And so we've always said, it's an and conversation, not an or conversation. And I think the reason we really landed on confidence as a conversation we need to have is because when we're working with individual clients, when we're working in group settings, having this conversation around confidence, what we found was women were self-reporting this, right? Like the behaviors that women would say when we talk about confidence was, I'm not asking for what I want. I'm not articulating, my value. People don't know. I'm not visible. People don't know who I am, the value I bring in, and what I contribute.
Yes, and it's such a tricky one because it's almost like if I start to talk about confidence, well, does that make me sound less confident straight away? And so there's this sort of language that ends up going towards things like executive presence and other terminology. And we were a little bit challenged around that ourselves. Should we actually use this word that people almost don't want to admit is a problem, even though we could see it all the time with clients and with people we're working with. And I think the more that we've leaned into it, the more that we've delved into it, we've worked with clients on it. One big thing is a lot of people are really grateful that we are actually talking about what the issue is. So the fact that we landed on confidence and we've held that all the time means that anyone that comes into our world, it's immediately safe to start talking about how confidence plays out for them or where lack of confidence is getting in the way. They can really, they can show up and authentically share that. And of course, once they do, which has been our experience the whole time, is everyone else in the room, everyone else on the group call, everyone else is in the same boat. Everyone has times when they feel confident, but they also have times where they just feel their confidence has left them completely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is a conversation, right, we really wanted to lead in the communities, actually start to have other people talking about, what is it that a lack of confidence, or perhaps not having the confidence they would like, how is that showing up? How is that a problem for them? And it's absolutely, we both had experiences in our career where perhaps we hadn't asked for job opportunities or project experience we'd want, even though we'd really wanted them, or we hadn't been as visible as what we could have been or should have been based on the depth of our experience that we had, because, a whole bunch of stuff, right, was going on. Or we haven't applied for opportunities that we've seen, witnessed, even maybe been approached, right, by stakeholders within our world or said, hey, you should really think about this opportunity, but we've gone, no, I'm not ready yet. I think that's the classic, right? One of the number one classics, and it came up last night on a conversation I was having, which is, I don't have the confidence to do the job or to do that promotion opportunity yet. And I think it was really interesting, right? Because we went, okay, cool. And I looked this client dead in the eyes and I said, do you have the skill, capability, and the experience to do the job right now? Yes or no? And she said yes. I went, okay, so it's not about confidence in the skill, capability to do the job. So let's get real about what's going on. It's not actually, can I do the job? Next, do you have the confidence to influence stakeholders that you have the skill, capability, experience to do the job? Yeah, that's it. And I went, oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, well, and mostly what's interesting here is most of that strategy, right? That's just tactics, personal brand, visibility, all of those sorts of things. And then I said, let me just check in. Is it that? Or is it, what if I get the job and totally screw it up? What would happen then? What impact would that have on my brand? What impact would that have? Would I be fired? Would I, and the brain, right? The lizard brain goes, I'm going to be fired. I'm going to have no place to live. I'm going to starve. Like no one's ever going to hire me again. We go to all those sorts of places. And of course, she went, yeah, it's definitely that fear piece, right? It's fear of failure.
Yeah. And that thing, sitting in there is this really, really uncomfortable thing of I am going to be ashamed. I am going to feel shamed. I am going to feel as though I'm not enough, as though I'm less than. And that is so uncomfortable, particularly if we've done really well to this point. Like our career's gone well, we've had lots of ticks, lots of recognition. We've been, in a lot of cases, the girl who could do it all. And so suddenly we come up against something that probably is a bit of a stretch. And that's always good in our opinion. We love for people to be stretching. And yet, because of this, the brain's actually trying to keep us safe. So it's sort of trying to go, but what if you did this thing and it went badly? That would be so terrible for you. And that this sort of internal feeling about it. Yes, it's all the kind of catastrophizing, and it's how I would feel, and also how I would look to the people around me. So how other people in my world would see me, that would be really hard to deal with. So that kind of really holds people back. And I think, there's so many ways we would like to support people to be able to get beyond that.
Yeah, and I think for both of us, particularly for me, Face Fear, which is chapter 10 of the book, was incredibly transformative. It continues to be. But I think the more that we have these conversations with women within our communities, the more that the fear of failure piece is an anchor on so much when it comes to choices, decisions, actions we're taking. And so I think, people don't always take fear and confidence together. They can't see how they're always connected. But I think the more we're getting into this, and particularly the more we're getting into the acts of confidence conversation and program that we're running, the more that we're starting to see it's almost as if nearly all roads lead back to my relationship with fear, what's going on around failure, rejection, and all of those sorts of things. So they're the sorts of conversations we're going to be having over in our Facebook Lives over the course of the next couple of weeks. Would love you to tune in. Of course, if you've got questions, please feel free to reach out. The website, coreconfidence.com.au. And don't forget, if you want to go deeper into and explore your relationship with confidence, we have the 10-day Core Confidence Challenge. So you can find out details on the website and sign up there as well. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
Thanks.